Hey, Shalom, Yashala. First and foremost, I'd like to begin by saying Barakatah, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the sincere Akim that pushed this truth in all due diligence and sincerity. Hey, this is a reminder of a very real fact that Jacob's trouble, man, is coming. Yeah, in the land of America in particular. And really across the entire globe, because all these nations follow under that vibration of America anyway. There's going to be lockdowns, further lockdowns, people getting trapped in cities, barricades on roads, armed soldiers patrolling, V for Vendetta style type living, man. Where, in all honesty, if you do not have the Lord with you, man, you are not going to be able to make it. Yeah. This is an article from Wired, and it's just to remind brothers of what we already know about the way that Esau Edom is going to come down when that time comes. Excuse me, I'm still battling this cold. Book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, and the 12th verse. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, meaning destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knows that you have but a short time. And what does he know that he has a short time to do to to instill his new world order? Yeah, his NWO, where everybody is microchipped, everybody is under that vibration of there being one ruler of this world, which is Satan, who these devils really worship, man. And that's why the closer we get to this thing, especially through their media, you're seeing more overtly that they're just coming out with it straight and not lying. A while back in the day, going back to the early 2000s when I was in school, and that I remember you'd have people, people that knew about the Illuminati, and it was always that, such and such in the music industry is sold out to the Illuminati, and like you'd hear the rumors, and then the artist would come out or the actor would be on some, no, I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing satanic about the music industry, but everyone knew that something was going on, but it was hearsay. It was hearsay. Now, I mean, we all knew all along what was going on in that satanic industry, but even my man Cat Williams, my guy Cat Williams came out with it, and it's been known for the longest. But like the secret agenda of Satan, man, is now being made publicly known, man, and that's just further than beyond the music industry. That's in politics. That's in the religion of the society. Because at the end of the day, this place carries a heavy Roman vibration as a foundation. Like the culture of the place, the way that the cities are built, especially here in London. You got the Greek culture as well, mixed in with the Roman culture. When you go into the days of the week, the months, the gods that they worship, they worship on Jupiter, Saturn, all the rest. You got the Canaanite deities that are honored in this society. You look at the Vesica Pisces. You look at the heart, the hat of the Pope. You go into the customs that are aligned to the worship of Baphomet. The ancient and Babylonian gods are worshipped. Christmas is celebrated heavy, going into Nimrod. And many other Easter. They worship and it goes on and on. The pantheon of wicked deities. They worship the Egyptian gods. They're all into Egypt. These Edomites are always carrying out excavations in Egypt, looking into the ancient pharaohs of old. They do all of this research, and that's where you get niggas like Poor Light and Son Nigger and those types of individuals from, because Esau Edom does all the fact finds about the ancient Egyptian deities and the ancient pharaohs and so forth, because this society, man, carries forward all of that wicked energy, man. And at the end of the day, with Yahweh, Basham Yahweh Shai coming to strip the earth of that wicked energy, the only thing that can happen is a clash with light against dark. And of course, the light is going to win. The light always outshines the dark. But in that transition period, man, there's going to be a real, real, real heavy period, man, of transition. Uh, I want to go back into this article real quick here. Just a second. I turned the signal off. I don't want any calls while I'm doing this. Let me just load it up and yeah, there we go. The emergency powers. So this is an article from Wired. Yeah, the emergency powers risk of a second Trump presidency. Every US president has the ability to invoke emergency powers that could give an authoritarian leader the ability to censor the internet, restrict travel, and more. The apostles and elders been saying this. Donald Trump appears to dream of being an American authoritarian should he return to the office, and apostles been saying it. Trump 2. Nero 2.0. Trump is the man to do it, man. I'll read the title again. The subtitle, every US president has the ability to invoke emergency powers that could give give an authoritarian leader the ability to censor the internet, restrict travel, and more. Basically, run the country in a state of martial law, man. And those are powers that any president can invoke at any time if they feel there's a state of emergency in the country. And you better believe Donald Trump is the type of individual that will do that. These people out here pursuing to Isaiah the 60th chapter are stupefied and in darkness. They have no idea what's going on above them. But these things are going to come to a city near you real quick. Yeah. It says here the former US president, who on Tuesday secured enough delegates to win the 2024 Republican nominations, plans to deport millions of undocumented immigrants and house scores of them in large camps. Come on, bro. He wants to invoke the Insurrection Act to deploy the military in cities across the nations to quell civil unrest. He wants to prosecute his political opponents. There's an organized and well-funded effort to replace career civil servants and the federal government with Trump loyalists who will do his bidding and help him consolidate power. He's basically trying to go for a sort of government setup to what Putin's got, man. Where ultimately, man, he's indispensable. Once he gets back into the White House, he's trying to stay there perpetually. But what you gotta understand is his kingdom is not going to go on forever. The Lord is going to bring it down anyway. But if Trump gets in office, man, at the end of the day, it depends on the elites. You know, whether it's a new president. I don't think Biden's got it in him to do much more. But whether it's Trump again or whether it's a new guy they get in there, whoever they bring in, at the end of the day, the end is still going to be the same. This kingdom is going to go out in flames, but there will be a serious time of Jacob's trouble. And the whole land of America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, thus saith the Lord. But pursuant to martial law and tension on the ground and fire on the ground, this is 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 14. Woe meaning destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And some of the swords, modern day swords, are guns on this side. And we just read about the soldiers that are going to be out there, you know. And you think those Americans with their I forget which amendment it is, but their amended gun rights, you think they're going to be willing to just give up their guns? Yo, they're going to put in work, man. Those Bible Belt Christians and you know, in the South of America, you know, certain parts of LA, certain parts of New York, those crazy Edomites. You got some Jakes in there as well in a mix that are totally against the authoritarian rule. Even though they're misguided, a lot of Christians up in America, they're gonna be out there gun toting. It's going to be insane. That's why the scripture says in Amos the 5th chapter, man, it shall be a day of darkness and not light. As if a man leaned his hand in the wall and a serpent bit him. Went out and a bear met him. Like all sorts of troubles, man. You might escape the stormtroopers that you saw running to an Edomite KKK guy. All sorts is gonna be going on, man. Anyway, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So, like we just went into, there's going to be all sorts of insurrections, man, going on. It says here, utilizing laws like the National Emergencies Acts, the Communications Act of 1934, and the International Emergency Economic Act, IEEPA, he would be able to wield power in ways this country has never seen. Furthermore, America's vast surveillance state, which has regularly been abused, could theoretically be abused even further to surveil his perceived political enemies. He would literally turn America, he could turn America into a police state overnight, and the infrastructure's there, the camps are built. Understand, this is a time of evil, man. This is not a time of celebrating birthdays. It's never been a time for celebrating birthdays because it's off according to the scriptures. But you know, Jake, it's a time. This is not a time for celebration. This is not a time for laughter. This is not a time for marriages and giving them, well, you know, marrying and giving in marriage. This is not a time for family union time and and meeting. You know, this is a time of mourning. This is a severe time, man. You know, but these people are not ready, man. They are not ready. They are not ready, man. Emergency powers are meant to give presidents extraordinary authorities, yeah, for use in, and so guess what? The guillotine, return of capital punishment, man, as a standard, the electric chair, all of those things are coming, man. Emergency powers are meant to give presidents extraordinary authorities for use in extraordinary circumstances because they provide these very potent authorities. It is critical that they have checks and balances built in them and safeguards against abuse. But I mean, this is America you're talking about, so of course there will be no safeguards. The problem with our current emergency power system, and that system compromises a lot of different laws, is that it really lacks those checks and balances. Like I said, there are no checks and balances. It's America. Under the National Emergencies Act, for example, the president simply has to declare a national emergency of some kind to activate powers that are contained in more than 130 different provisions of law. What constitutes an actual emergency is not defined by these laws. So Trump could come up with any number of reasons for declaring one. So he could just make it up on the spot. You know, there could be a new CV, and off the back of that, you could just declare a state of emergency, man. Stop people from traveling, get the army on the streets to make sure people are staying at home, and he couldn't easily be stopped from abusing this power. Come on, man. Come on. Yo. Alright, listen. What you got? And this is a good article, man. It goes into all of the detail. And they're right, he is a bully at heart. But guess what? At the end of the day, he might be the man that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, has chosen to transition this kingdom, man, from its current state into what will be perdition. It says here, verse 15 again, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. People are going to be running up into each other's houses for food, man. Smelling the sweet aroma from somebody's kitchen that they're trying to keep concealed and just jump through the window. It's going to get real. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Meaning that a lot of these politicians, these ex-politicians even, that helped to get us to this stage are going to be caught. They're going to be hung out to dry in the streets, let's put it like that. And man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law, lockdowns. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Turmoil, beef of vendetta style living. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, of course, because the people are going to be in survival mode, desperation. Even the armed forces and police are going to have people they're looking after, children they're trying to feed, family members that don't have food. And so it's going to be real lawlessness, man. Real lawlessness. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And you can see already how bad America's already affected by the current cost of living, global cost of living crisis, and the cost of doing business. So you can only imagine when these things happen, man. America is going to become even more of a war zone, man. You want to see civil war, you're about to see it, and not just in America, but across the entire earth, man. Evil times are coming. You better be in the right mentality. Ezekiel 7:5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, an evil and only evil is come. Sorry, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come, and the end is come. The end, and end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. Man, a bud, babal, a bud of the worm, a bud the 2/3 of Israel, and Lord willing, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Ratazah, when he raised up a standard against the wiles of this devil, man, and in the times to come for his elect's sake, and Lord willing, we all be a part of that number, the true Akiam and the true Akwaf that are sincere about this thing. Because, yo, it's getting to be rough, man. But, like Apostle Sahar been saying, when the chip gets rolled out, when that martial law starts to kick in, things are going to start to accelerate in the times that we're coming into, man. But you better believe it's going to be a rocky road. Shalom.